Number 34, does it have a absolute maximum or minimum? So all you would do is you would simply graph it on your graphing calculator, and I believe this one is going to look something like this, which means the vertex is at the highest point, and since it's at the highest point, that is a maximum. So this one has an absolute maximum. Number 35, all you have to do again is graph this one on your graphing calculator and see if it is a quadratic, exponential, or linear. And when you graph it, I believe it's going to look like this and be a linear equation. Number 36, the independent will always be your x-axis and your dependent is your y-axis. Now on this problem, they are asking you what is the dependent, which would be this side right here. And on the graph, this side is the distance from Carl's house in miles. Number 37, it looks like every time they are dividing by -3, but again, we cannot say dividing by, so we have to take and say multiplying. So that is multiplying by -1/3, which would make it a geometric sequence. And the next term would actually be a negative, and 3 times 1/3 would be 1. Number 38, again, this looks like it's geometric, and the common ratio is what number are they multiplying by every time, and this one they are multiplying by 2, so 2 is the common ratio. Number 39, which one has a positive correlation? Well, if I look at graph A and I was drawing a line of best fit, I would draw a line something like this, and that appears to be going down, so this one would have a negative correlation. B and D, it looks like those points are so scattered I would not be able to draw a line of best fit. But if I look down at C, I would draw a line of best fit that goes right here. And since that one is going up, that has a positive correlation. So my answer would be C. Number 40, I have my equation, and I'm going to try to find out how many balloons for week 10. So I just need to plug a 10 in for my x. So on my calculator, I type -1.6 times 10. Plus 27.5, and I cannot forget to round my answer to the nearest whole number, and I get 12 balloons. Number 41, to find the linear regression equation, the steps on my calculator. Number 1, I would hit stat, then I would click on edit, and I would type in my hours under list 1 and my number of bacteria under list 2. Once I type in all my numbers, I'm going to hit stat again, and then I go over to the right one and I hit calc, and I'm looking for linear regression, which should be option number 4. Then you're going to see y equals ax plus b, where your a is your slope and your b is your y-intercept. And in this case, we are looking for how many bacteria will be there after 18 hours. So once I have my equation, I simply plug an 18 in for here. So you take whatever the a value is times 18 and plus the b value, and it should give you an answer of 339. Number 42, you're trying to find what the answer would be is if you plugged in a -5.2 for x. So on my calculator, I would just type in 23.2 times -5.2 plus 2.5, and I would get an answer of -118.14. Number 43, the average rate of change. Well, the difference in the y's, it looks like it's going up 4, and up 4. The difference in the x's, it looks like it's going up 2, and up 2. So I'm going to take the difference of the y's, 4, over the difference in the x's, 2, and I get a slope of 2, and it appears that it'll be a slope of 2 every time. So my average rate of change is a slope of 2. Number 44, what is my average rate of change here? Now I need 2 points anywhere on the graph where it crosses perfectly, and I'm going to choose the y-intercept. It crosses perfectly on the graph there, and I'm also going to choose this point right here. Now remember, slope is rise over run, and to go from the left point right here to the right point here, it doesn't actually rise. It goes down 1, and then when it goes to the right, it goes over 1. So -1 divided by 1 means that my slope is -1. Number 45, we are trying to get the a variable by itself, so this is just a simple upside down t. The opposite of multiplying by b is to divide by b. and I get A equals C divided by B. Number 46, I'm going to graph both inequalities on my number line. Since x is smaller or equal to, that means a closed line because it has or equal to, and smaller would be left. On the other one, x is bigger or equal to, x is greater than or equal to, that's a closed point, and since it's bigger, bigger is to the right. So I'm looking for the graph that has closed points and they're shaded away from each other. Number 47, I need to solve this, and I see the distributive property right off the bat. And that gives me 15 minus 5x is less than 35. I'm going to solve this. The opposite of a positive 15 is a negative 15. So I get negative 5x is less than 20. And from here, I'm going to divide by negative 5. Now, when I divide both sides by a negative, I have to remember to flip my symbol. So I get x is greater than negative 4.